Hey everyone, Meinke here from MLive&apos, joined by Justin Rogers. Another loss in the books for the Lions, another disappointing effort and performance from the offense. Justin, and play calling is going to be an issue this week after that disappointing effort against the Broncos. Bradley Roby after the game and talked about the predictability of the offense and how Denver basically knew what the Lions were going to run and that kind of thing. And so there's more heat on Joe Lombardi this week. There's some public speculation about whether the Lions should take away the play calling from him. Jim Caldwell said that's not in the plans right now. What would you do, Justin? What's your take on whether the Lions should turn over the play calling to Jim Caldwell?
Yeah, I don't know how much we should be congratulating Bradley Roby for knowing that the Lions were going to run the ball about 10 times and not throw the ball deep against that pass rush. But
it's almost like he's watching the same film we are.
Yeah, or every fan of this team. I mean, whatever. But I don't think handing the reins over to Jim Caldwell as a play caller is the solution. You know, this is a playbook that his fingerprints are all over, a game plan his fingerprints are all over. It's going to be the same plays regardless of who's calling them, and he's helping script out the early plays in the games. It's an execution situation.
Yeah, I totally agree, and particularly up front. I mean, it doesn't matter who's calling the play. If Riley Reef can't get a block, or if Cornelius Lucas or Legion Waddle or whoever else can't get a block, then you're going to have issues. And that, I think, is the deepest problem the Lions have right now. It's not Matthew Stafford. It's not even Joique Bell, as easy of a target as he is. When he's getting the ball like he was in the first carry of the game, he's getting hit 3 yards behind the line of scrimmage. There's not a whole hell of a lot he can do in that situation. We're seeing scenarios like that time and time again. That's not to absolve Stafford or Joique Bell or whatever. Joique has not looked the same. That's for sure. But the offensive line has not been good enough. It doesn't give Stafford enough time to find his deep targets, which is a huge issue with the explosive plays right now. And I mean, he's been hit more than just about every quarterback in the league at this point. And it doesn't matter if Lombardi's calling plays, Jim Caldwell, or if it's you or I. Like there's just not going to be a huge difference. And I think disrupting that flow, moving away from Lombardi would do more of a disservice than a service to the offense.
Yeah, I mean, they say football's all about trench play, and they're right. It starts in the trenches. The Lions have attempted to invest there. Riley Reef is a first-round pick. Laken Tomlinson, first-round pick. Warford, third-round pick. Swanson, third-round pick. They didn't invest in right tackle, and that was obviously a big error, I think, this offseason. But there's a lot of investment in that line and a lot of talent there. Not gelling at all. Stafford's taking a beating. Yep. There are almost no holes for the running backs. You're right. Bell is not looking good. Bell is getting popped in the backfield almost every time he touches the ball. Abdullah isn't even looking that great. I mean, he's had some bigger plays in the past game. He obviously had the big touchdown run against San Diego, but I just don't know what people expect if these offensive linemen can't do their job.
The good news is I think there's talent up there. That's evidenced by the high draft picks that have been spent on 4 of those 5 spots. So it's not a total train wreck, but I think it's coaching. And you look at all these totally free pass rushers that are getting into the backfield. I mean, you ever heard of DeMarcus Ware? I think we've all heard of DeMarcus Ware, and he's a guy that you have to flag going into a game. And second play of the game, he's coming unblocked at your quarterback, and the second drive, same deal. I mean, these are to me coaching issues because there are so many blown protections and missed assignments, and it's hard to ascertain whose fault it is. You asked a great question today to Jim Caldwell. How well Matthew Stafford's doing recognizing some of these defensive packages, because he does call out protections. But I mean, the blame goes around. But as long as there's free rushers coming in like that, it doesn't matter what play you call. The play is going to get blown up.
Yeah, I think that's been the biggest problem with coaching this whole stretch. It's not the play calling, it's the preparation. These guys look ill-prepared. What they're prepared for on the field, what they've studied on film is not what's coming to fruition. I'm not discounting that Stafford hasn't checked into right calls and made good plays by checking into right calls. That happens, but he's had a lot of bad errors with identifying blitzers, setting up his protections, and teams are starting to take advantage of it. I mean, you saw in that second play of the game, Denver brought 2 rushes to the middle and dared the Lions to pick the right protection, and again, they failed. Ebron ran out on a little hot route, and Ware was in the backfield so quickly, Ebron couldn't even turn around 5 yards down the field, and that's a fast guy that gets to his spot quickly. I'm concerned about that. I'm concerned about just the general awareness and preparation of that entire unit.
Lions averaged 20.1 points per game last year, which was not good enough. They spent an offseason trying to repair that thing. 18 points per game, 3 games in, and a rushing game that's now 32nd in the NFL. That's not very good. So it's something we'll be monitoring, certainly because Seattle presents a little bit of a challenge next week. We'll be all over it. For Dustin Rogers, I'm Kyle Meinke. We're MLive. Keep her here.